Good morning and welcome to the Daily Light Devotion. I hope all of you have had a wonderful Friday and looking forward to today. That is the 25th of April. Um, Today in the Old Testament, we're going to look at 2nd Samuel chapter 13 to 14. The theme is the consequence of sin, broken relationship, and the need for true restoration. And in the New Testament, we're going to look at Luke chapter 20, verses 1 to 26. Um, in 2nd Samuel chapter 13 and 14, we see a painful consequence of sin with David's family. Harm, anger, and revenge, broken relationship, distance without true healing. These chapters are difficult, but they reveal an important truth. Sin does not just affect one person, it spreads and causes deep damage. This points us to Jesus, only one who can bring true healing and restoration. Uh, Ammon, David's son, desires his half sister Tamar. Instead of controlling his desire, he deceives her. He commits a terrible act against her. Then he rejects her. Tamar is left broken and dishonored. Absalom, her brother, is angry but waits silently. After 2 years, he takes revenge and kills Ammon. David is deeply grieved, but the damage is already done. This chapter shows us a chain of reactions: sin, hurt, anger, revenge, and more loss. This reminds us sin destroys lives and relationships. Human solutions often make things worse. Unchecked sin leads to deeper pain and consequences. Um, Chapter 14, Absalom flees after killing Ammon. Later he is allowed to return to Jerusalem, but he is not allowed to see the king. There is a distance, but no true reconciliation. Eventually Absalom forces a meeting with David. David forgives him outwardly, but the relationship is still broken. There is no real healing or change in the heart. Jesus offers something deeper, not just surface level forgiveness. Right, he heals what is broken inside. True restoration requires more than just appearance, it needs a heart change. So the key takeaways here are: sin has serious and lasting consequences. Unresolved hurt can lead to greater conflicts. Avoiding problems does not bring healing. True restoration requires honesty and change. Moving over to the New Testament, Luke chapter 20, verses 1 to 26. The theme is authority, rejection, and true alliance. In these verses, Jesus is challenged by religious leaders who question his authority. Through his response in powerful parables, Jesus reveals where his authority comes from, why people reject him, and what it means truly to belong to God. These passages challenge us to decide, will we accept Jesus' authority or resist it? Verses 1 to 8, the religious leaders ask Jesus, by what authority are you doing these things? They are not seeking the truth, they are trying to trap him. Jesus responds with a question about John the Baptist. The leaders refuse to answer honestly because they fear the people's opinion. Jesus does not answer them directly. This reveals their hearts are not open to the truth. They care more about control than about God. And Jesus has true authority, not from people, but from God. But authority requires a response. A closed heart cannot recognize God's truth. In verses 9 to 19, Jesus tells a parable about a vineyard's owners. The owner sends a servant to collect fruits, but the tenants beat them, reject them. Finally, the owner sends him his son, but the tenants kill him, hoping to take the inheritance. Jesus explains the vineyard represents God's people, the servants are the prophets, and the son represents Jesus. The leaders realize Jesus is speaking about them, and they want to arrest him. So Jesus is the son sent by God, rejected by many, but still the center of God's plan. He says the stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Rejecting Jesus leads to loss, but accepting him brings life. Right? Verses 20 to 26, the leaders try to trap Jesus again. Should we pay taxes to Caesar or not? If he says yes, people will be upset, and if he says no, he can be accused. Jesus asks for a coin and says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and God what belongs to God. He avoids the trap and reveals a deeper truth. Jesus teaches balance. We live in a world but belong to God, right? Our ultimate royalty is to God above everything else. So the key takeaways here is Jesus has true authority from God. A hard heart prevents us from seeing truth. Jesus is the cornerstone. Accept in its choice we have to accept or reject Him. Give our life, full life to God, not just outward action. We want to encourage you. Luke chapter 20 verses 1 to 26 asks us, do we truly recognize Jesus' authority? Are we open to the truth or resisting it? Jesus is the Son sent by God. Give Him not just a part, but we need to give Him our whole life and choose to follow Him honestly with faith and obedience. So I leave you with that question and that thought. Have a wonderful Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.